Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 72. So today is Eclipse Day. It is Monday, April 8th, 2024. And today, almost 100% of the United States will experience a solar eclipse. And in a large part of the country, a total solar eclipse. And so a lot of things are happening. My office is allowing us to work from home today. And the reason is because a lot of schools are releasing people. They're afraid of traffic problems. They're afraid of whatever. And so they're releasing people, and a lot of workplaces are telling people to work from home so there's less traffic. The reason for this in my area is because my area is going to be one of the darker areas, and some people will travel to this area to view the eclipse. Now, most of the country seems to be at least 70% coverage for the eclipse, so why someone would travel hundreds of miles or more to see 80 or 90%, I don't get it. I guess you have to be a die-hard fan of eclipses, I guess, but it's only going to last for a couple minutes, so I don't know why someone would spend their whole day traveling for it. Anyway, due to this, I will not have to be in the office today, and because of that, I will be traveling. And it's been a while since I traveled on a Monday, so I didn't know where to go. So I had some places in mind, and I kept on changing, and I was in the shower this morning thinking, no, that doesn't make sense. I've already been there a lot lately. Let me go to this far away place. And I thought, why would I go all the way there when I don't know the game? I don't have any kind of free play. I have to go that far for one game, because I was thinking of a place that was about 4.5 hours away. But then it would be one game if it's open in the high limit, because they don't have it in the low limit, and then it's going to be a big volatility game, although there's a lot of potential. Doesn't make sense to go that far, and I decided to take the easy route instead, which I hate to say, but I think it makes a lot of sense. We will be hitting a couple slot casinos. We're going to be hitting 1 or 2 blackjack casinos, and then it'll be up in the air depending on the timing. What we'll do from there. The eclipse will be coming this afternoon in my area, as the whole Midwest will be between like 2 o'clock Central or 1:50 Central to 3:15 Eastern. So it'll all be within that half hour. So I'm going to try to be out during that time. I am going to try to get a video of it. I have no clue if the phones can support that. No idea. So, and obviously we don't want to burn our eyes, so we'll try not to look at it. We do have eclipse glasses at home, but I'm too stubborn to take one. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, I'm heading off to my first casino. It is still early. I plan on being there for about half an hour to 45 minutes. Then I will have a morning meeting, and then all my other meetings are canceled because of this eclipse, because people are ridiculous, and that frees me up to try to make some money. So, I am embarrassed to say I did not add up the numbers from last week. This weekend I had a couple opportunities to do it, but I was so busy, and I found a problem with my taxes, which I can't believe I did this, but I actually missed a W-2. I was cleaning out some drawers in my closet, and there was a $2,300 W-2 which I forgot to claim on the taxes, so I had to amend the taxes, and I contemplated not doing that. It does not change things too much, and I was just going to wait until my federal was processed and then do it, but I decided just go ahead and go for it. So I redid my federal last night, and it could take up to 20 weeks if you do it on paper. I don't care too much about state, but federal is a big deal. I want to make sure that's done right. So I redid federal online. which I'm glad it allowed me to do. And as far as state, I need to find the address that, well, I have it. I don't know if I can just drop it off instead of mailing it, because I'd like to make sure that it's done right. But I've had federal and local tax printed, and both of those are going to increase because of this. So I will have to mail a copy of the W-2 along with the new check. Most of the money is coming out automatically, and then I will send the difference with this check. We'll see. Who knows? Anyway, right now I'm on my way, and I will be back to update you after my first stop, and then we'll have a quick meeting. Alright guys, I am back. So I drove all the way to this place, and I was in and out of there in 25 minutes. I got to see everything I wanted to see because nobody was in there. And I couldn't tell for sure, but I think someone was there earlier and didn't want to play some of the high volatility plays, but I played them. So thank you for leaving those for me. First machine I went to was a $3.60 a spin machine, and I put a $100 bill in and started playing, and I was down about $68 when it hit, and it paid out $565. So that was a really nice start to the day. Moved on to another machine. I was in that one for about $50 when it finally hit for about $79, and then just looked around and played a couple tiny plays. Nothing great, but everything was moving in the right direction for me this morning, and I ended up leaving that casino ahead $575. So a really nice start to the day. 25 minutes of play, $575, and let's hope that this is what's going to happen the rest of the day. I was checking some machines, and there's a security guard standing there because they're pulling the cash boxes at this time of day, so early in the morning. So security guard standing there, and he sees me, and he's like, yeah, I look at that machine too, but I can never win. I'm like, yeah, me either. It's hard to win when you're gambling, you know. So I mean, this guy stands there all day watching people lose. I mean, when they do the cash box stuff, it's like an hour and a half or longer that he's standing there, and he's just staring at people playing machines, losing money, and then he does the same thing. And I guess he can play at that casino because he doesn't work for the casino. He works for a third party who does security for that casino. So he actually plays the same casino that he works at, and just doesn't do well, obviously. That's the way it's supposed to be, so we can swoop in and pick up our funds to pay our bills. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty nice so far this morning. It was a good start. I am going to get on the main road here shortly, and then turn on my laptop and get my meeting set up. I see that we did have an incident this morning or last night, and it's being worked on right now by some people. So I'll let the smart people work on it, and I'll sit back and wait for them to ask me if they need something. Why should I take the lead on it, do all that work, and then you have to do all the paperwork after? So I don't know how many of you have dealt with stuff like this before, but when you work in security, IT security specifically, and there's any kind of incident, and you have to write a report about what happened, why it happened, what caused it to happen. So it would be like, why did someone break into the server? Because the password policy was weak. Why was it weak? Because we made it like this. Why did we make it like this? Because we did it at this meeting. Why did we do it? You have to go back like 5 or 6 steps and find the root cause of why something happened. And you have to write this big report, and then you have to write a report for the executives and a different report for people who know what they're talking about in detail, and then come to conclusions, and oh my goodness, it's just a pain. And if I was just sitting in the office doing nothing, I wouldn't mind doing it, but I'm out trying to make some cash for the family. So anyway, right now I am about to get on the main highway. I'm going to let you go when I get my laptop turned on and get into this meeting. and I'll be back to update you after my next stop in about 100 miles. Alright guys, I am back. So I walk into this place and see some new people in there and immediately know what they're up to. Some new Chinese people have moved in, trained by the people who were already kicked out, and they are carrying on the legacy of harassing people, checking the machines endlessly, camping out behind machines, watching people, and every other annoying thing that you could possibly do in the casino. I walk around without much hope for finding anything. I take one lap around and I end up ahead $56. On my way out, I talked to another Advantage player and I mentioned to him, hey, did you see all these new Chinese guys? And he says, yep, it's a never-ending chain. And, you know, all we can do is continue to do our jobs, I guess. And anytime they're harassing people, make sure security knows about it, and hopefully more people will get removed. But I have no problem with anyone wanting to earn a living doing what we do, but I do have a problem with people harassing people, stealing from people, taking people's vouchers out of their machines when they're not looking, and all these other underhanded things that these guys are doing. So, yeah, pretty annoying, but what are you going to do? It did cut my session short because of that, so I was only in there less than 30 minutes, and because of that I have more time at the next places. And one thing I noticed with this eclipse coming is there are police at almost every turnaround area on the highway. I would say every 3 or 4 miles I'm seeing police, and that's because this area is a little bit higher in the coverage that will happen in the eclipse, and so they expect very high traffic. There was a guy in my meeting, my first meeting this morning, that explained that so he lives in an area of 100% coverage in the eclipse, and he works for my company. And he said that his neighbor listed his lawn on some kind of Airbnb type site to watch the eclipse. And he was renting out a 20-foot by 20-foot square for you to be able to sit, to be able to watch the eclipse, and was charging $100 for whatever, an hour, 2 hours, half an hour of sitting in this 20 by 20 foot piece of grass to watch the eclipse. And allegedly he sold enough of them to pay his mortgage for the month. I don't know if his mortgage is $1,200 or $4,000, but whichever one it is, that was a very ingenious thing to do, and I guess it paid off for him. So very interesting. Alright, right now we are moving on. We're going to go play some blackjack right now. I don't want to spend 12 hours at this place. I'm going to give myself a 2-hour time limit, and then I would love to hit 1 or 2 more casinos, and then hopefully after that watch the eclipse and then continue on my day. So right now things are going pretty well. You know, we'll see how it goes, and I'll be back to update you soon. It is beautiful outside, very few clouds in the sky where I am, so we should have a very good view of the eclipse, and I'll let you know how things go, and hopefully even post a video if I can. So I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I walked in there and looked at a few slots on the way to the blackjack area. Didn't see anything playable. Of course, this is one of the places that has a lot of people hanging out all the time, so I didn't expect to find too much, but I went to the high limit area and found a $50 table and sat down, started playing, and it was just about one of the most boring sessions I've had in a very long time. Bought in for $500, and that lasted me almost the whole session. Just low counts, very boring, slow dealer, another player who's playing a side bet, just overall not a fun time. I played that table for about 45 minutes until I had a really deep negative count on a shoe, and I ended up walking away. That was the only table that was available to play, and I walked away ahead just $5.50, so plus $5.50 on that table. And then I looked around at some slots and found a small play initially, won like $35, and then found a couple other plays and lost a few dollars, and really just chopping back and forth. Didn't really make any money on anything, and ended the slot session I had $39. So not really anything happening. I think my top bet on the $50 table was only $200. Just nothing good going on. The guy next to me was just playing normal ploppy blackjack, and you'd go 75, 400, 100, 500, just back and forth, just for no rhyme and reason. And from the time I got there till the time I left, I think he probably made around $2,000. So good for him. Right now, I wanted to mention this. It is 75 degrees outside. 75. It is a sunny day. Just a few clouds in the sky. Nothing that's going to affect the eclipse. Just a gorgeous day outside. Very light breeze. Just so nice. And I'm heading off to another casino. I have the time to go to this one and maybe one more before the casino. I mean, before the so used to saying casino, before the eclipse. So gonna go ahead and pop into this place. This one should be just some small plays, hopefully make some money there. Then we'll go get some gas, and then we'll figure out timing for food and moving on from there. So right now, moving on, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Oh boy, guys, you never know what's gonna happen. So, of course, I'm heading over to this place. You know, I've got some gas, but not a lot of gas. I figure, you know, I'm going to stop there, and I'll have about 20 miles range after I do that. I get within a third of a mile of getting to this place, and the road is flooded. So now I got to take the long way around. It's going to be about 8 or 10 miles to get there and then leave there, and hopefully we have enough gas to get to a gas station. That's why you should never do what I do. never cut it that close, but here we are. So me and about 15 other cars are taking this no-name road over here, around the corner and up a hill and down a hill to get to this casino, because that's the most important thing right now. So I am going to, what is this now? There's another detour? No, come on. Are you kidding me? No. I think even this detour, you know, I may have to give up on this one. I think I've got to turn around again. I see people turning around in front of me. So even this road, which is about 8 miles around to get to the casino, looks like it's closed as well. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to give it one more shot here, and hopefully we don't run out of fuel. I'll be back to update you. At some point, you have to say to yourself, is it really worth it for me to continue on to this casino? So luckily for me, I found a gas station immediately after I hung up. As soon as I stopped recording the podcast, I got gas, so I didn't have to worry about that anymore. But then I started thinking, how busy is this place really going to be if I have to drive all this extra way to get there? And I decided I was going to take the chance. So, here's another road closed. Anyway, wow, it's so flooded here. So flooded. My gosh. All right. I don't know what I was saying. So I kept on going. And I had a couple more detours, and I finally found the place. And this road to the casino is closed, but it says specifically that it's only open for the casino. So don't worry, because of the money, we'll allow you to go there. So that was very kind of them to do that. It's a sloppy, nasty mess, and this heat is not good when you have a lot of standing water. But I did make it to the casino, And I went in and looked around, and I could tell from the parking lot there wasn't going to be anything going on. I walked in, and it took me a minute or two to find one person playing in that casino. I did find one play, which is actually a very decent play, which would normally not be there, and it was like 75 cents, and I won $35 on that play. And that's the only play I found. I walked around the place for a while. I got myself some nice free iced tea, and just took my time walking around looking, and I didn't see anything else. So unfortunately, it wasn't a big money maker, but it paid for most of my gas, so that's good. So right now, on time, we are still doing very well, and I believe that I'm going to stop and get some food, and then, actually I'm not, because the casino I'm going to next gives me $15 big dollars every month, 15 a month for food. Aren't they generous? They're so nice to me. I feel kind of bad taking money away from them, but they're so kind and so nice. And it's about another 45 minutes from here, so I think I'm going to continue on and get there and get myself some free food. Why pay for food when you don't have to? And then we'll play there, and we'll take a look at the eclipse, and then we'll move on. So this day is actually going a lot faster than I expected, partially due to places not being very busy, and partially due to it's a Monday. Normally I'm at the office right now, but so maybe in the past I didn't make a lot of money on Mondays. I can't even remember anymore. It's been so long since I traveled on a Monday, but here we are. Tomorrow will be kind of a slow day. I'll be in the office most of the day, have a couple trips to the casino, including getting some free lunch, so we won't have to pay for food tomorrow either. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're going to pound it. We're going to make a lot of money. So right now I'm going to let you go. I'm going to continue on to the next casino, and then I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So now we are getting close to the time for the eclipse, so I need to start looking for a place to stop. I did go into the next casino and started playing right away. One of the first machines I saw was in position and took a beating for a quick 100 on that one. Moved on, checked a couple other things, played a few more plays, and really was pretty desolate in there. Really nothing really going on in there. I did notice people starting to set up in the casino parking lot to watch the eclipse, but I figured at that point I still had about 30 minutes before the eclipse, so why should I waste time? I might as well drive for 20 minutes and then find a place to park. So I just need to face slightly south. I figure if I'm facing uphill a little bit, I'll have a better angle to look at it. So right now I am looking for a place to stop, and when I do, I will be back. I'm going to take a video of it if I can make it work. I don't know if it's just going to look like a big blob on my phone. I don't think I have any sunglasses in the car. I don't know. But so I don't know if the phone camera will work on it or not, but if so, I will post it, and then I will be back after I stop at the next casino. So for right now, I'm letting you go, and I'll be back. Did I mention I was up 24, that last place, plus 24? All right, guys, I am back. So the eclipse happened about 2 minutes ago. I tried to take some video, but there was no way that was going to work out. I took some pictures and some kind of videos, but I don't think any of them are really going to be that usable. One picture I took is pretty cool, but unless you have the glasses on top of your lens, you can't really see anything. And once it was a total eclipse, then even with the lenses, it was completely black. You had to take the lenses off in order to see. So I was able to travel into an area that was 100%, and it's a very narrow band in the United States, but I made it a point to be here, and it was pretty cool. I hung out with 3 other people. a lady and a couple gentlemen, and we shared 3 glasses. The lady had a couple, and one of the guys had some, and we shared them, and it was pretty neat, pretty cool experience. And if you didn't see it as a total, you missed out, because at 99% you can't stare at the sun, but at 100% you take your glasses off and you look directly at the sun and the moon, and you see a halo around a black circle, a black ball with a halo around it, and it was really neat. So I wasn't going to say I was in the exact 100% area, but I traveled to get here, so I could be in a lot of different areas for my home base. So anyway, yeah, we're all done. We looked at it. I actually called my family, who were looking at it with glasses, and they were minutes behind me, as they were further north than I was. So pretty cool, very excited. And I'll go online, and maybe instead of me posting my video, maybe I'll post a link to something really cool through NASA or somebody like that, and maybe my cheesy little picture that I took. So all right, guys, moving on here. That was a nice little stop, but we got to get back to work. Moving on to another casino. From where I am right now, I went as far as I could. I'm still about 20 minutes away from my next casino, so I'm going to take my time getting there, and then I'll be back with some good news. Alright, guys, I am back. So just wanted to mention one other thing about the eclipse. When we were standing out there watching it, to me, when I walked up, it looked like nothing was going on yet. I'm like, well, it'll probably happen right at the right time. And the guy next to me is like, wow, that's amazing. It's like 60 or 70% there. And to me, it looked like nothing was going on. And he let me borrow his eclipse glasses, and I was able to see how much it was covered up. And it wasn't until it was at exactly 100% before you could look at it. And it's just the outside ring that you could see, like a ring of fire around a black ball. But as soon as it went back to 99%, again, you couldn't look at it anymore. It was way too bright. So very interesting. Anyway, I moved on to the next casino, and when I got there, it was a little bit busy. But one thing I noticed is there were a lot of people missing. A lot of the people that I normally see weren't there. And as soon as I walked up, a guy walked up to me. As soon as I walked in, a guy walked up to me, and he says, oh, I haven't seen you here for a while. I said, well, I haven't been here in about a month. He said, did you hear this person and this person and this person all got banned? And I said, well, why did they get banned? Well, because they were using people's cards and making extra cards and doing all these things that are against the rules, and they all got kicked out. So, well, that's, whatever. I mean, everybody knows the risk, and I guess it was worth it for them to take the risk, and, whatever. So when I saw this guy, though, I knew that there was nothing going to be there, because he will play everything, and then he'll just sit there and wait for something, and then every 10 minutes or so he'll take a lap, and that's what he'll do all day. He told me he's 72 years old, and he's got Social Security coming in. He got about 30,000 in W-2s last year, probably made 60 or 70,000 profit last year, and he just takes it easy. He doesn't need the money, but it passes the time, and he enjoys it. So anyway, I asked him, I said, you don't play this machine, do you? And he said no. So that's the machine I went to initially, because I knew everything else would be covered. And I ended up ahead just on that one machine, $110. So I think it was $3 a spin. It took about 2 or 3 minutes to hit that. And then I looked around at other things, and I didn't find anything even remotely close to being where it needed to be for me to make money. So that's fine. Made $110 there. And taking off right now from that casino, heading toward the highway, and just gonna chillax a little bit in the car, and head toward home, and decide if I'm going to hit one more place or not. I'll be back. All right, guys, we're going to head home from here. We made about $1,400 today. Not a bad little day, especially since I was supposed to be in the office today anyway, and I was able to get out, call it a free $1,400. So tomorrow will be very anemic, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll luck out and get ourselves a nice jackpot, and then we're going for it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Big time, baby, big time. So I'll let you know how that goes too. Right now I'm going to head toward home. Traffic is so bad here. And I will get back with you in the morning. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.